Hey, what's up and how's it going, all in my beers? I'm Mike McRock for the McRock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show, and right now, it is that time of the week again where I talk about what happened last week on Raw, TNA, and as well as NXT. And what I'm going to do different here is I'm going to do a top 3. What is the worst show out of the 3 up to the best show of this week? And coming in at number 3 is NXT. And the reason I put NXT at number 3 of the show of the week is because this show just didn't do anything for me at all. Nothing special popped up and that made me say, oh my god, that was awesome. There was none of that happening here on this show at all. It was just one of those filler shows that will probably get you through next week's, and hopefully next week's will be a lot better than this week. So NXT this week just never lived up to my expectations. It was kind of a disappointing show. I mean, there was a potential of putting on a good show, but failed to do so. You had the whole Summer Rae versus Charlotte NXT Women's Championship match, where they never really incorporated Sasha Banks to break off the BFFs. I think that was the biggest fail out of that match. You had a blink and missed it match, Tyler Breeze versus Mojo Rawley. Even the main event was very, very short and didn't feel like a main event type of show. It was just a filler main event for a filler NXT episode. That's basically what it was. So overall, NXT, it has to be the worst show of this week. But that doesn't mean that the show at number 2 was bad in itself, because it was really bad. Because coming in at number 2 is TNA Impact Wrestling. And the reason why I picked TNA Impact Wrestling at number 2 is because the show just wasn't good at all. It was fine at first, in the first hour. But as soon as that second hour hit up until the end, it just went straight to hell. I don't know what happened, but it was going really well. You had the whole the thing with Bobby Lashley and MVP match, which was really good in itself, but I do question why Bobby Roode won, because this really ended the feud between these two. It just ended abruptly. But then you also had the whole American Wolves and the Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, doing a promo segment, a tag team promo segment, hyping up their match for next week at Destination X, as well as the X Division champion Austin Aries cashing in his championship to face Bobby Lashley for the TNA World Heavyweight Champion next week at Destination X. And I like that MVP is Bobby Lashley's mouthpiece, and how he was hyping up the main event for that show. Even with Austin Aries himself, he is great on the mic. He was really good in his promos, so that was really, really good as well. But like I said, even the appearance of Low-Ki was great as well. But even with all that, the show really went just downhill from there. Yeah, the whole the beautiful people causing a disqualification in a match that was going really good and could have been a potential great match for the Knockouts Championship, which kind of ended really bad, I thought. You also had the weird and out of nowhere heel turn from Sonata, and I'm still questioning why he is joining James Storm in this whole thing with him and the Great Muta. How they're going to incorporate all that and tell this story is really questionable, as well as the main event, because to me TNA just can't go 6 months to a year without forming another group. And somehow they have this obsession with WWE rejects, bringing in Big Ezekiel Jackson, as well as Gene Snitsky. Even the main event match itself, the whole tag team match, I was tuning in and out. So overall, this was not a great episode of TNA. And it's funny because with the whole nostalgic factor from last week, I picked TNA out of the 3 because of that factor. And I think too much nostalgia is not a good thing. You need to lay that off a little bit. So that's why TNA Impact is number 2 this week. And that leads me up to the number 1 show this week. And that was WWE Monday Night Raw. To me, Raw was the best show out of TNA and NXT. Because it was very easy to sit through for 3 hours. And the funny thing is, I would rather sit through these 3 hours this week from Raw rather than to watch TNA and NXT combined again. That is how good Raw was this week. It was actually a great episode, and one of the things that really helped the show was the fact that they didn't plug the network 17 times like they did a couple of weeks ago. So that was really refreshing to watch and to see and to take place and all that, etc., etc. They had a really good Intercontinental Championship match going on between The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Stephanie McMahon getting arrested was really, really excellent. You had AJ Lee turning heel. And you got this, not AJ Lee, Paige turning heel, and beating up on AJ Lee. And then you had the whole faction, this new form of faction going on with Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E. Hopefully more guys like Titus O'Neil, maybe Darren Young coming into that. That'll be cool. So, and even the main event as well, even though that was predictable, Paul Heyman sold a really good promo. So that is why WWE Raw is the best show this week. So my question to you, what is your favorite show out of last week? And also, what do you think will be the show of next week? Comment below, let me know. While you're at it, you can hit that subscribe button down below this video. You can also follow MRB Wrestling on Twitter, and you can like us on Facebook at the Mick Rock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show. And on a final note to all your viewers watching, get plenty of rest, and always do your best.